kind of free kicks do you prefer? Powerful shots from distance that tear the goal's net? Masterful finesse executions? Or knuckleball specials? Well, in our ranking of the best free kick takers in history, you can find any kind of these top-notch football delights. So stick around until the end. And now, let's get into it with Number 10. James Ward-Prowse. In the making of this video, we were wondering whether to include the new West Ham midfielder, but let's be honest, it would be kinda silly not to mention the second best Premier League free kick taker of all time. Yup, that's right, James Ward-Prowse has scored 17 free kick goals in his career in the Prem, and it's pretty safe to say that he's one of the best the league has ever seen. It isn't surprising that Ward-Prowse has scored all of his free kick goals while playing for his boyhood club Southampton. However, because of the relegation of the Saints last season, and after 12 years in the club from the South Coast, Ward-Prowse decided to switch to West Ham, where he has yet to find the opposition's goal directly from a free kick. Now, let's think about which of those 17 free kicks has been the craziest. Actually, there were two, in the same match. This happened on the 1st of November 2020, when Ward-Prowse scored 2 free kicks in Emiliano Martinez's goal against Aston Villa.
And James Ward-Prowse has 2 in 2. It is safe with 2. He does curl it, and he does it again. 2 goals on his birthday. Perfect free kick for James Ward-Prowse.
And to present you the real recognition of Ward-Prowse's free kick abilities, Martinez himself was asked on the Cycling GK YouTube channel, which is the best goal you've ever considered, a couple of months after that game. The Argentinian goalie answered, "Oh, that's a good question. I had 2 last season in the same game." Ward-Prowse. Number 9. Rogerio Ceni. In 9th place, we have a player who's not playing as a midfielder, like Ward-Prowse. Neither is he a forward, like many of the players on our list. He's not even a defender, because Rogerio Ceni is the best goal-scoring keeper of all time. And in case you were wondering, the Brazilian has scored the insane amount of 132 goals in his career, 61 being free kicks. And to make it even more fascinating, Ceni became the goalkeeper with the most goals in history exactly after a goal from a free kick, playing for Sao Paulo, which was the only club in his career, against Cruzeiro on the 20th of August 2006. On this day, he surpassed the record of another legendary scoring keeper from the 80s and 90s, José Luis Chilavert, who had 63 up until that moment. Number 8. Andrea Pirlo. The Italian maestro is one of the classiest players out there, one of the biggest gentlemen in football. The man behind that Panenka penalty against England at Euro 2012 was good with the ball at his feet, but was also a magnificent dead ball specialist. Basically, if you fouled him or any of his teammates near the penalty box, it was almost a certain goal against you, because Pirlo was always the one to execute it. The former Juventus manager scored 46 direct free kicks in his career, and holds 2 incredible records thanks to his incredible ability. Pirlo is the Italian and Serie A player with the most free kick goals in history. And if we have to choose one particular as his greatest, we'd choose the one against his former club AC Milan in 2013-14. Number 7. Ronald Koeman. And since we mentioned a legendary goalkeeper in the likes of Ceni, we can't skip the most legendary defender in history in terms of his goal-scoring prowess. Ronald Koeman was not just a wonderful defensive player, he was a leader and captain of Barcelona. A man who knew wisely what to do on the pitch, down to every little detail. He was one of Barca's icons from Johan Cruyff's dream team from the 90s. And to score 253 goals in any footballing capacity is more than an impressive feat. But imagine doing this as a defender. Now, this is nothing short of sensational. In terms of just free kick strikes, Koeman scored 60 in his career for club and country. The most memorable? Of course, the one in the final of the European Cup in 1992 against Sampdoria. a goal that brought Barcelona's first Champions League title, and the rest was history. Number 6. Roberto Carlos. When we mention Roberto Carlos and free kick in the same sentence, our initial thought is always about his extraordinary strike against France in 1997, described by many as the impossible free kick. Let's talk numbers. The Brazilian scored 49 direct free kicks and a total of 117 goals in his career, making him one of the top 5 most prolific defenders of all time. Speaking of his shot against France in the summer of 1997, we're not just talking about probably the most memorable free kick in history. It's about a shot that defied the laws of physics. Moreover, more than 25 years had to pass so that scientists could explain this miraculous shot. Professor Fernando Fontanari of the University of São Paulo said in 2022, although physics explains perfectly the ball's trajectory, the conditions at that moment, such as the power of the kick, the point of impact of Roberto Carlos's foot on the ball, and the distance to the goal were so rare that we can call that a miracle.
That is quite a magnificent free kick. I'm not sure we'll see one better than that, but many a year.
Number 5. Ronaldinho. What can we say about Ronaldinho? A magician with the ball at his feet, one of the best dribblers of all time, and perhaps the most unconventional player the game has ever seen. And although we don't associate Ronaldinho with free kicks, that was another part of the game that he demonstrated to perfection. During his time in Barcelona, PSG, and Milan, the winger scored amazing direct free kicks that amazed fans. But if we have to highlight one, it would definitely be his most important one, versus England in the 2002 World Cup quarterfinal. The first half ended 0-0. In the 50th minute, Brazil won a foul that was closer to the touchline than the penalty area. Everyone thought a cross in the 6-yard box is imminent. Yeah, maybe, but if Ronaldinho hadn't been behind the ball? The Brazilian saw that the English keeper David Seaman was off his line and struck the ball into the far corner to the surprise of all the spectators around the world. Subsequently, Brazil won the World Cup in 2002. Now, this is an extraordinary decision of a free kick worth $1 million. Number 4. Cristiano Ronaldo. Had this ranking been made 10 years ago, the Portuguese player would surely have found a place further up on the list. In recent seasons, however, Ronaldo has scored fewer direct free kicks compared to the start of his career, and especially in his first period at Manchester United. At the dawn of his career, Ronaldo created the foul technique that he still uses today: 3 steps behind the ball and then 2 small ones to the side. Although in his first period with the Red Devils, Ronaldo had some breathtaking strikes, we chose one for his national team as the most memorable, against Spain in the 2018 World Cup. It was the first match for both teams at the start of the tournament in Russia. 88th minute, 3-2 to Spain, a direct free kick in front of La Furia Roja goal. If Cristiano scores, he'll bag his first World Cup hat trick. And that is exactly what happened. An incredibly accurate shot over the wall found the back of the net of De Gea's goal. Number 3. David Beckham. There are 3 types of people in this world when talking about David Beckham. One associates him with his business mindset, the second with his physical appearance, and the third with his long-range strikes. Well, we already know which type you are, so let's get into it. Remember when we mentioned James Ward-Prowse as the second best Premier League free kicker of all time? Well, Beckham is the man who he hopes to overtake before the end of his career. The former England international has 18 goals from dead ball situations in the English top flight. Yes, he had some amazing strikes with both Man United and Real Madrid, but similarly to Ronaldo, we'll take a look at an execution for his national team, which, according to many experts, is the most iconic free kick in English footballing history. The year is 2001, and England needed a draw against Greece to qualify for the World Cup next year. The Three Lions were trailing 2-1 ahead of the stoppage time at St. James's Park. And then, the current Inter Miami owner stepped onto the scene and sent the ball perfectly under the crossbar from 30 yards out.
Beckham could raise the roof here with a goal. I don't believe it. David Beckham scores the goal to take England all the way to the World Cup final.
Number 2. Lionel Messi. And from the Inter Miami owner, let's talk about the biggest star in the club's history. The Argentinian genius proved with time that he is one of the best free kick takers in history. Messi managed to save Barcelona and Argentina so many times over the years, scoring in the final minutes of games, including coming on as a substitute. He even did it for his new team last summer, when scoring a remarkable goal on his debut, coming on from the bench versus Cruz Azul in the last second of the game. But nobody will ever forget his amazing strike in 2019 against Liverpool. Let me set the scene.
Just when you think he's done everything, he comes up with... Look for it.
A Champions League semi-final at Camp Nou, 2-0 in Barcelona's favor. The 82nd minute, a foul on the Argentinian by Fabinho, but it was too far from goal for anyone to think Messi would shoot from that position. But this is exactly what happened. His genius showed once again as he swerved the ball around the wall and found the back of the net for 3-0. Number 1. Juninho Pernambucano. Not just based on experts' opinions, even on stats, Juninho Pernambucano is the greatest dead ball specialist in history. The Brazilian midfielder, who had his prime in Olympique Lyon, mastered multiple techniques in his career and scored the extraordinary amount of 77 free kick goals, a record still unmatched. The most prolific technique was surely the knuckleball. And what about his most insane execution? It has to be between the goal from 44M against Ajaccio in the 2005-2006 season or the one versus Barcelona in 2009 in the Champions League. But given the importance of the second mentioned, let's discuss the strike against the Catalan giant. Similarly to Ronaldinho's goal against England, here the ball was also very near to the touchline. But more impressively, in this case, Barcelona's keeper, Victor Valdez, didn't lose concentration, like David Seaman in 2002. Valdez was following the ball with his eyes as it went down with astonishing power, entering the goal at the back post. What a strike!
En 10 jours, après Eindhoven, après Rennes, non c'est pas Rennes, après Nantes, après Eindhoven, voici Ajaccio, 1-0 pour Lyon.
Voilà, c'est donné depuis 30 mètres.
Ah oui, mais oui, est-ce que c'est encore exceptionnel?
Now it's time for your say. Which free kick is the most memorable in your opinion? Let us know in the comment section down below, and we can make a second episode on this topic in our future videos. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can stay updated on every video we upload. We've got a massive project to make Footy Flicks one of the biggest football channels on YouTube, so please help us complete our goal. Thank you! Until next time!